This tower now makes so much money, I think it might be a little bit broken. And I'm talking about the XXXL trap engineer. That's going to be the tier 5 bottom path NG. And this thing, as you guys know, makes money as soon as you collect it. So Bloons enter it and then it eventually fills up its capacity. You collect it and you make money off of it. Now, thanks to some recent changes, the cash multiplier for the big trap got increased, which means that whenever you collect the trap, the extra amount of money that you're going to get is going to be multiplied by 3 instead of 2. So, for example, let me send in a ZOMG. Let me quickly pop it and show you guys how much money you would get just by popping the ZOMG. So that's going to come out to be $6,100. Now, let's just have this ZOMG enter the trap and let's see how much money we're going to make off of this thing. That's going to be 18,000. Did you guys catch that? You can see it up top, by the way. $18,303. So that is an insane amount of money, but we can do a couple more things. Now, you can actually do 2 more things to increase the cash generation from this trap. Number 1 is you can buy a bottom path village, which is going to increase the cash per pop, which actually does work with the XXL trap. But number 2 is you can get a rubber to gold alchemist, and this is like a very interesting interaction that's been in the game since forever. But the way that it works with these insta pop towers, it also works like this with the middle path buccaneer, the pirate lord, is that whenever the rubber to gold throws the potion onto the big balloon, it's going to count as if I think all of the bottom layers have been coded into the rubber to gold as well. So look at the amount of money that we're going to make. We're starting from $0 and we have $44,000 just from a single ZOMG. That is wild how much money this trap makes now with the new multiplier. And let's actually try it in a game and let's see how much money we can make. $44,000, guys. That is absolutely absurd. You know what you can buy with 44k? You can have like 2 BRFs instantly. Like, that's how much money that is. Obviously, this is gonna work on all previous balloons. So it goes from small balloons, it goes from Moabs, it goes for BFBs as well. So you can make so much money now with this new multiplier. It's actually insane, and that's why I think it might be a little bit busted. Like, is this a little bit too much? I have the village like this. Is that gonna be fine? And if I buy the bigger radius, I think it is gonna get the engine in range, because I want to get something like it's probably gonna be like a 204 village. We're gonna stop at that. I want to get the discounts as well. And also, before we actually buy the tower, I wanted to mention 2 more changes which we're gonna be seeing today as well. Number 1 is that if you crossbet the sentry, so if you go for the top crossbet and the bottom one, the sentries are actually gonna use 2 nails to attack instead of 1, which is a really cool change. And then the second change is a change that you guys have probably seen on the channel because we already did a video, but that was a video on chimps mode, and that is the fact that the XXL's price, the big trap's price, now got reduced from 48 to 45. So that is even better news if you're trying to use this thing to farm. And yeah, from the example that I showed you guys, you might be realizing at this point that what makes this thing even that much more OP is the fact that you are gonna need to have a rubber to gold alchemist. Like, the 3x multiplier is amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, we did make like a lot of money just by popping this UMG. If you guys remember, we went from 6,000 to 18,000. But when we got the other stuff, that's when we actually like over doubled our income, and that's why this rubber to gold alchemist is also a really important tower. So I'm gonna start like this. Let's get the sentries actually. Let's see this new change where these sentries are attacking with 2 nails. Oh, look at this thing. I mean, I don't expect this to be like a game-breaking change. It's just gonna secure the early game a little bit more, and that's always nice. Like the early to mid game, I would say before round 40 is gonna be a lot safer. If we can get the elect to gold before 28, that's gonna be amazing. We are gonna get it. That's really good. Let's set this guy to strong, and then later when we get the rubber to gold, I'm gonna send him to close. I think that's gonna be a little bit better. Yeah, let's get the party started. So this is the first money that we're making off of the balloons. So 50 bucks, it's not a lot, but 50 bucks isn't even like a small amount when you take into account all of these lead balloons that are going to be coming out through an entire game. And yeah, look at these sentries. I mean, look at this change with the double nails. It's round 34, only a 203 NG. The alchemist is really not doing anything at this point. He's really not doing any damage. But yeah, these sentries are really good, it seems like. That's actually a really decent change, you know, for your setup and for your defenses before round 40. That's really nice. Let's see how he does versus 36, by the way. The huge waves of pings. Oh my god, it's actually going to hold them by itself. That's really nice, actually. Alright, so finally, let's buy the balloon trap. I know that we have the top crossbat, but oh, do we want to change this thing actually? I guess we saw the changes, huh? And I guess it's time to sell this guy. Yeah, let's sell him and let's rebuy the other trap. Let's buy the milk crossbat. I want to be able to maneuver this thing a little bit better. So yeah, thank you to the sentries. It's really nice, you know, having 2 nails, but it's time we switch things up. Let's get the farmer like this, and then let me get the rubber to gold, and we're gonna have the first Moab incoming. And so the damage versus the first Moab is not exactly that good. So you know what? Here's what I was thinking. Let's actually move the trap like here below. Let me get the AMD. Is that it? Yeah, the round is over. 39 is over. So let me move the trap here at the bottom. We're gonna get the AMD and the rubber to gold. So AMD, a little bit of extra damage. Oh, you know, I regret not having the sentries a little bit on this round, guys, because they would have given us so much extra damage. Oh, is this even gonna work? Let me try it like this. Let's unsubmerge this sub and let's switch the trap towards the side. And is he gonna drop it on time? Oh my god, he's not dropping it on time, but I feel like we can do this, right? Yeah, let me try something else. So let's have the trap like here on the side. Do I have the AMD? No, let's get the AMD, let's get the air burst, and then unsubmerge this guy. We're gonna have a lot of extra damage through doing this, so I feel like this is gonna be a lot better than last time. So taking a circle around, and then the ceramics and everything is gonna get coated, and then bam, there we go. That's very good. All right, so finally, let's get the monkey town and the monkey city. We get a little bit of extra range through this thing, and finally the setup is online. Although something that you could do is you could probably buy a couple more rubber to golds, because the rubber to gold has limited pierce, and it's not gonna be able to coat all balloons at the same time. So if you get more of these guys, and actually, you know what, I think we can fit like at least one more in the range, maybe even two. Actually, let's go like this, set it to, I think let's have this one on close, this one is gonna go on strong, and then if I can buy one more, I'm definitely gonna get it. And I think I found the spot. Yes, this is like absolutely pixel perfect, but there we go. This is gonna be the last one, by the way. I'm not gonna do any more than these guys. There is, by the way, this visual bug in how much money the engine makes and how much money is getting registered like here up top. So just watch what's gonna happen in the trap. We're at 9.3k. We collected for 2,000, but it actually only went by 1,000 here in the I guess in the NG menu. And the reason why it happens is because, yeah, look at this thing again, 2.3 collected, but only 1,000 is being registered like here in the menu. The reason why this thing happens is because, well, I think that once the rubber to gold throws its potion, like it's not exactly being calculated for the bottom layers. And so if you're just looking at the amount of money that the NG is making, you're gonna be like, what, only 13,000? That doesn't sound like a lot. No, the real number is like a lot higher, and usually it's double the amount of money that you're looking at. Yeah, okay, let's unsubmerge this sub. Let's move the trap here towards the left side, so please throw it kind of as soon as possible. There we go. That was a beautiful catch of these guys. And then I'm gonna, as soon as this thing gets collected, yes, there we go, I'm gonna move it here in the middle. We collected 2.8k. That's really nice. This trap costs 45,000, and in reality you might think that we're very far off of it, but we're actually not. Like a couple more collects from this trap and we have it. Like I want to say like 3 to 4 more collects from the trap, and bam, we're there. Okay, so let's submerge this sub, deal with the count balloons, and then we need to unsubmerge it and set it on strong so it deals with the mob class balloons. And as soon as we collect, I think like once, it's probably gonna be fine. So let's, we need to balance the submerging and unsubmerging with this thing because the camos are still coming out. So let's go like this, decam a couple of these guys, then move it up. The first mob is gonna pop. I think we need to move it down now, so we decamo some of these guys. There we go, 45,000. Bam, finally the big trap is out, and now we can just keep this sub submerged. And now the only thing that we need to do is just make a bunch of cash here. Let's see how big this multiplier actually is and how much money we're gonna end up making. So let's look at it like this. We're starting this round with $460, and let's see, okay, 613 that is. And this, actually, this big trap takes a very long time to fill up, it looks like, but it should be filling up any second now, and we're gonna see our first collect in this new multiplier and how much money it's actually gonna be. Oh my god, this thing is just not filling up. This is the fourth wave of 55. There we go, 26,000. Oh my god, that is 20s. Do you guys know how much money 26 is? Like, I could just trade up buy this. Like, that's how much money it is. We could just trade up buy just from one collect of the trap. That is absolutely insane. I'm actually gonna sell this thing because I don't want to I don't want to skew the cash generation, but that is how insane every single collect is. This is just so much cash. Yeah, we should be getting another collect soon-ish. It's probably gonna be a 58, so we have about $24,500, and let's see how much we're gonna end up with as soon as this thing collects. A good thing about this trap is that it doesn't actually get that much increase of DPS, so you know that the majority of the balloons are just gonna be entering the trap, and we get 24,000. That is insane, and that's bam. That's just another BRF that we got right there. And you know what's the funniest thing? Like, this thing with those two collects of 26 and 24,000, this thing paid itself off. That's it. It paid itself off, guys. That's about it. That's all it took. Bam, it just paid itself off. That is insane how much money this thing makes and how big of a change this multiplier is from 2 to 3. We're gonna have our first BFV walk in, so we're starting with 51,000. Oh, never mind. The game ended. Okay, let's go into free play. So let's see how much money this thing is gonna end up being. That's 18,000. All right, so not as much as previously. You know what I want to do? I think I want to get like another, oh my god, look at this thing. I can fit another rubber to gold, and this thing is gonna be even in the range of the discount village. That is insane. Let's go like this, set it to strong, I think. I mean, can I have another one like here on the side? Oh my god, I can't. I'm actually gonna keep doing this thing. Let's go like this, set this one on close. All right, so what is your guys' prediction of the total amount of money that we're gonna have by the end of this game and by round 100? I'm gonna try and pop as many of these balloons as possible with the trap, but I'm not sure if that's gonna be like entirely possible because we're gonna see some DDTs and some fast and pretty beefy balloons at the end. But I think we're easily looking into like $300,000 of income at least, right? If not more. I mean, this is just insane what we're seeing with this trap. Look at this thing go. All right, so there's one more thing that we can do actually to make this trap a little bit better, and that is by overclocking it. So if you overclock it, this actually works on the reduction of the attack cooldown of the trap as well. And so let me just get a tech bot and let's make sure that we overclock. And should we go for the ultra boost, or is that gonna be a little bit too overkill? Oh, there's an entire fortified ceramic at the back. Can we quickly snipe that thing somehow? Let's buy a... I think we just broke it enough so we don't lose to it, by the way. That's completely fine. Yeah, let's use the tech bot onto this guy. And you know what? I'm actually gonna get an Ultra Boost. Is the Ultra Boost worth it as an investment into just faster deployment of the traps? No. Am I gonna do it? Yes, let's do it. For why not? That was really close with that ceramic, by the way. So I am probably gonna get something like a perma spy here at the back just to be safe. Let's give it an alchemist because why not? Maybe we should have went for a middle crossbow, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Let's get the perma spy going. Let's just secure the exit, make sure that we don't lose. And I'm just baffled by how much money this thing makes because this is my first time trying it as a money generation tool, this trap. And guys, this is just insane. As long as you get it, by the way, on time, so you want to get it as early as possible so that you can make the most use out of it. But I think that this is like borderline broken a little bit, especially when you combine it with the rubber to gold. There we go. Look at how much money this thing is making. Bam, we just bought the perma-spec for like 30,000 and we have another 37 in the bank just like that in a few rounds. All right, 75 is going to be a huge one. This one has like a million BFBs on it and this is going to make so much money. So watch the amount of cash, 48.3 we started with, and let's see how much we're going to end up with. All right, so already up to 58, sorry, 48.3 into how much is going to be 67. Oh my god, 67, but there are some balloons inside still. So yeah, 76, 77 with around 76. That's like $30,000 that we made off of one single round. This is just making so much money, guys. This probably shouldn't be happening, right? 77 starting with 77,000. All right, so we're gonna have 5 BFBs enter the trap and then a bunch more small balloons, and that went from 77 to 95 in like the span of one round. That is absolutely crazy. All right, so 81, we are entering free play mode, and I was just thinking, you know, if you think that this thing makes a lot of money and it is like, it might look a little bit imbalanced, I tend to agree with you guys, but at the same time, I think that this is happening only in game modes in which farming is allowed. And if farming is allowed, you know that powers and monkey knowledge and everything else is allowed, so it's not like you cannot make a lot of money if you decided to, right? Like, yeah, this is a little bit out there for sure, but also the setup takes quite a while to set up. Like, you can't just start from like around 10 or 20 with this big trap. And it's a little bit impractical to use because you do need a specific setup to make this thing happen. Like, you do need the village, you do need these rubber to gold alchemists, but the good thing about it is that it relies on making money from balloons and not just producing money like the banana farms, right? So when it comes to like these boss events, for example, I can absolutely see this be like a supplemental income, which, you know, it's a little bit different from the banana farm or the buccaneer income, which is just round based and it is based on money that these towers generate by themselves out of thin air. This is balloons based, right? So yeah, this is actually like a viable alternative, I feel like. By the way, I think I made a prediction that we're gonna have like $300,000 by the end, by around 100. I was so off of that thing, it's not even funny. We're at 380,000 and we haven't even reached the 90s yet. Yeah, that's how much off I was. All right, so as we're entering these 90s, we need to do a couple of things just so we can slow down and stun these balloons a little bit. And so one of the things I want to do is I'm gonna buy 2 sabos so we have 100% uptime onto these abilities. We just need to slow them down so we have time to deploy the trap and then collect it because there's a little bit of downtime. And also I probably want to do something like this, right? Let's get the relentless glue, let's keep it on first, just slow these guys down a little bit, then maybe we can do something else. But I'm trying to buy these towers that don't do any damage, just like kind of slow down the balloons so that all the pops go into the trap. Some of the things that you guys might be noticing is that the cash generation is going down a little bit, and that's because the cash per pop as you progress through the rounds of BT6 is getting reduced. So yeah, we're not making as much money as we did before, but it's still going really strong. I mean, I'm eyeing like $500,000 before around 100. Is that even gonna happen? It's gonna be like these big beefy rounds like this one that are gonna make the majority of the cash. So let's see how we do on this one. So 442,000, about 5k it looks like a pop, give or take. Oh my god, and suddenly, oh my god, what is happening? Is this the UMGs that are being eaten up and they make a little bit more cash, or what was it? Maybe we just ate a couple of bigger balloons at once. But yeah, oh, we are going past 500k, no problem. All right, so what's the next goal? I mean, 600,000? Is that like, is that a realistic goal or something like that? Let's see how much we're gonna make from these DDTs. I don't think the DDTs are gonna give too much cash, so we're gonna start this round with 495, I guess. Let me use the ability, let's just slow everyone down and let's just see how much money we're gonna make off of these DDTs and the 45 mods beneath them. Don't forget. Yeah, definitely. I mean, these DDTs, you guys can see that they're a little bit faster. The Sabo ran out, so I'm gonna use the second Sabo now just so we keep these guys in place. And yeah, definitely not as much money as previously. So 495 into like 517, that's about $22,000. Definitely not bad. I feel like our 600,000 goal is going to be right about where we're gonna end up, as long as we like don't blow past it in like this round. And 98, it should be about it. Oh my god, this round is making so much money. Actually, let me use this. I see some 45 mods, 550. Oh, we're making so much on this one. It's gonna go past 600, isn't it? Yep, it is absolutely gonna blow past 600. All right, what's the next goal? I mean, 650. Is 650 realistic? I don't know, guys. I just keep getting surprised about how much money this thing is making and yeah, this is absolutely insane, this 3x multiplier. Let's use the Sabo, by the way, just slow these guys down. Let me Sabo once more, and then, oh, this is not 100% uptime on the Sabo, so we're gonna need 3 for that. So let me buy another one. 630,000. The trap is hard at work. We're gonna have one more Sabo incoming. 650. We're blowing past 650, no problem. Yeah, definitely. This is like not going into 700 for sure, but this is, come on, guys, this is insane. Look at just how much cash we made out of one single XSL trap. Keep in mind, it's being buffed with like rubber to golds and everything else, but this is absolutely wild, the total amount of cash that we're doing. So what do we do for this one? I think maybe we go for something like a couple of first tries, so we get rid of the bad layer, and then I think we still want to absorb the insides with the trap if possible. So let's use 1, 2 first tries. That's not going to be enough. We're going to need one more, but maybe with the damage that these guys are doing, maybe we can. Oh, let me get a plutonium reactor, actually. Just get these cooldowns back a little bit faster, and then what do we want to do with the trap? Are we going to get the cooldown back in time? All right, so let's actually move the trap here towards the left side, and I'm going to sell all of these subs, by the way, to get as much cash as possible back. So yeah, the cooldowns are back, so let me sell this sub. Let's use the first strike ability. Oh no, it destroyed everything inside, so we're not able to actually absorb all the insides. Let me actually sell the sub, and this is about as much money we've made, you know, excluding the perma spike, and I guess some of the side towers that we bought, like for example, we bought the ultra boost for absolutely no reason. We bought these Sabos and the glue on the side, so I think that we're looking easily at over $800,000, if not more, just by using a single XXXL trap, and this is absolutely insane how much money this thing makes. So yeah, let's end it off right here. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.